You know, it is kind of ironic that if all goes well for Canton McKinley, they'll have to come here to Massillon, home of their most bitter and hated rivals, the Tigers, to play for the state championship. Right now, let's take a look at our first conference preview, the Chagrin Valley Conference. Last year, the Perry Pirates practically...
Main beam is buried beneath the finished product.
That group of scout squad came out and they just stepped it up a notch. They just didn't give the first team a break. No letting up. We're going to go and make your work and make your work. And we became a much better football team towards the end of the year. We got to the playoffs and went all the way. And that trophy belongs to them.
The top job of the squad, mimic the Wildcats' next opponent. But to be the enemy, you've got to think like the enemy.
All right, here we go. Bottom card. We're going bottom card, okay?
Yeah, we have to learn St. Ignatius' playbook and whatever team we're playing for that week. So, you know, it's double study here.
It's not algebra. Come on, guys.
So when you get in the huddle during the game,
yeah.
Do you ever like call one of St. Ed's plays by mistake?
No, we don't run their plays by their numbers. We run our plays by numbers.
Again, that's a sign. You got one of those two guys.
Giving the defense something to look at is one thing, but it's Grant that gets an eyeful.
You're staring against one of the top teams in the state.
Yeah.
Kind of intimidating here.
Sometimes, yeah. Good thing they're my friends, you know, because if they weren't my friends, I'd be much more intimidated.
Do they remember they're your friends?
Most of the time.
I mean, after you hit him, you ever go, oh, man, sorry.
No. No. But we do have respect for our scout teamers, and we treat them with respect.
Taking on one of the top team's top units can leave you near the bottom, but the climb back up's filled with incentives.
Sometimes you can change an audible to one of St. Ignatius' plays, you know, just to trick up the defense, catch them off their feet.
You know, you go against the first team defense and you pull off a play against them, you've done a pretty good job. You know, you've made a big play, and they take a lot of pride in that.
Pride is nice, but the fact is, Grant doesn't get into a game until the outcome's been decided. So he's not in pads for the bright lights.
You guys handle that? I don't want. All right.
Ready?
Toughest part about this, the kid's not running the plays right, because, you know, we don't run these plays every day. And if you're looking for a receiver and he runs the wrong route, you're sitting there kind of frustrated because he did everything right and he wasn't there. Or if the backs run the wrong way and everything, that's the only part that gets frustrating. But it's just fun. I mean, you can do whatever. There's no pressure on it. You can just go out there, have a good time with your friends, you know, run the plays and everything. There's no pressure on it. I mean, you're not out here to win the state championship in practice. Although you are helping to win the state championship, right now you're just having fun doing it.
Is it unselfish? Yes, it is. It's unselfish.
Dude. Yeah. Pitch your hand. Let's go. Come on.
Every football team needs a Grant Kreisenbach. They do, to make sure things happen that way in good camaraderie, and it's a better team because of them.
One of the few teams that was able to cage the St. Ignatius Wildcats last year was Lake Catholic. And this year, the Cougars will be on the prowl again. Lake Catholic will be seeking their 7th North Coast.
ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, presents the youth of America doing their best. This is Scholastic Sports America.
Hello and welcome to SSA. I'm Carlos Diaz, your host, and for this week's show, we've got the best high school football game of the past decade, featuring 2 former national champions. From Pennsylvania, we've got the Berwick Bulldogs, and from Cleveland, the St. Ignatius Wildcats, 2 teams that have never played one another. Think about it. There are thousands and thousands of high school football programs throughout the country, and today, you'll see 2 of the very best battling right here in the hills of Pennsylvania. Now, these are 2 very strong programs led by 2 very different coaches.
I certainly want things done well. I like working hard. I have to outwork my opponent, I think, as far as time is concerned, because that's just the way I am. But I want the kids to have a sense of humor. I don't want them to get so carried away that or so uptight about something that they feel pressure within themselves. Let's go, Charles. No paint. There's no paint. There's no pain. You ready to play, huh? Big one. All right.
Coach Kyle does lead by example. He's a great man on and off the field. He's a great teacher, a great father, a great motivator.
I can get everything out of those youngsters my way. And I don't have to worry about repercussions. You know, you hurt somebody's feelings. They're tough kids mentally and physically. It's a high school football game, guys. You understand? You're not playing the Steelers. You understand? You're not playing the Cowboys. You're playing a high school football game. And you played many of them. You've won many of them. So let's just concentrate on what we have to do. Be smart, be intelligent, be intense. You'll have a good day. You understand me?
An autocracy versus a democracy. Berwick is led by the firm guidance of Coach George Curry. His success is undeniable. The Bulldogs have won the mythical national championship in 1983, 1992, and 1995.
Give me your youngster for 5 years, and I want to make him a better person. Physically, mentally, spiritually, academically. I'm going to push that kid. I'm going to get everything out of him, and I'll get more out of him than his parents. That's my job.
Coach Chuck Kyle leads with a sense of inclusion. Players and coaches alike collaborate to maximize the talents of a team voted Ohio State champs 7 of the last 9 years and national champs in 1993.
When somebody turns to him and says, you've got to work 12 months out of the year on this one sport at an early age, I disagree with it. I think it's wrong. That age, let them play a lot of sports. High school, I hope they play a lot of sports. Because in college, there'll be one, maybe one.
Two different coaches, for sure, leading 2 different communities into a game that has become a bigger deal than anybody ever expected.
I don't think we set out to create a media extravaganza or anything here. It was, hey, we need a second game, you need a second game. Maybe we can make this thing work. It's 5 hours, but 5 hours is doable. It's a little bit of a strain, but it's doable.
All the hotels are filled up. All the restaurants will be filled up. I know all the stores in the community. Anything with Berwick football on, they sell. So a lot of people, it's really helped our economy.
12,000 fans will pack into this 8,000-seat stadium. Berwick was ranked number 4 nationally, St. Ignatius number 25. Yet the visitors didn't understand all the hype.
I think I'll laugh about it for a couple minutes, laughing at their big circus over there. It's not that I'm criticizing like being a fan of high school football, because it's the purest form of the game, what I consider. But it's just a game. It's just a game. It's not a circus, and so I don't think it'll affect our team at all.
Really nothing different from any other week. I mean, anytime we go away on the road, there's always fans that are always cheering, you know, against us, trying to, you know, get in our heads.
All week we've been watching them on film, practicing, going over their plays, going over our offensive plays for what they run. They're a real good team. They got an awesome defense, awesome offense.
This is what we practice for right here. This is what it's all about, guys. You got an opportunity to be in a game that some high school kids will never dream about. Now let's make the best of it, guys. Let's make the best of it.
You want them to battle us for 48 minutes. Why? Because we want to be challenged. Damn it, Berwick. Hit. Play. Play the game. We need to be challenged, men. That's the only way we're going to be better. It's the only way we're going to get better. We traveled here, fellas, to be better. If they'll challenge us, thank God they will. And I'll be damn disappointed if they don't. 48 minutes of being challenged. We need it, Berwick. You challenge us. And I know, man, you're ready for that challenge. That's why we came here. That's why we came here. Show them, St. Ignatius football men. Show them. Show them. Let's go.
Yeah! 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Same formation, 2 wide receivers set. They're split. Yandick tight right. Ardeer and Gonzalez in an eye. They're going to throw to Ardeer. Got it for a first down across the 35 and tackled at the 38-yard line. And play action pass. Dave will go with all kinds of time. Over the middle. It's Smolas, and he's got the ball for a first down at the 31.
Just a 5, Nick. Just been a 5. Just a 5-man line. May have been a slant.
This time, I formation, but Lerner is in a wing to the right. Now he goes in motion to the left, and we're going hands off wing Gonzalez. Straight up the middle, big hole across the 5. He's in! Touchdown, St. Ignatius!
Come on! It's 48! It's 48 minutes! When it's done this way, they're not challenging us enough! They are not challenging us enough! Almost done! Drop a little bit. Let's go.
Down 7-zip, the Bulldogs didn't panic. On their first play, they stick with the ground attack and get stuck for a 3-yard loss. On the next play, the exchange between Jeremy Chapin and Cody Hall results in the game's first turnover. St. Ignatius is in business, deep in Bulldog territory, and they waste no time going for the big lead.
David going to the air, pumps once, throws the end zone, Lerner wide open, touchdown! St. Ignatius up 13-0 with 6:18 to go in the first quarter.
The boys from Ohio were making it look easy. Dave Rangone was starting only his second game ever. A change of momentum was in sight when Rangone was sacked and fumbled. It was time for Berwick to capitalize.
Blue wide receiver set for Chapin. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Hall the only running back. Chapin to throw. He wants it all on first down. Left corner end zone. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Chapin to the shotgun. 3 wide receivers set. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And Chapin to throw. Has time. Pumps. Throws over the middle. Intercepted by the Wildcats. Mark Berwick at the 20 to the 25 and tackled at the 28-yard line.
Chapin throws an INT. Was it a bad break or a sign of things to come? And that's the way the first quarter would end, with St. Ignatius of Cleveland up 14-0 on the Berwick Bulldogs of Pennsylvania. Kind of surprising the visiting team would have such a big lead early on. Well, when we come back, we've got some of the top high school prospects from around the country and more highlights of this game, the biggest game of the year for high school football. All that when SSA returns.
Who you are anymore.
Welcome back to SSA here in Pennsylvania, where the Berwick Bulldogs are now down 21-0 to the St. Ignatius Wildcats of Cleveland. Not the kind of game you guys expected here in Berwick, is it? I'm sitting here next to Megan, and now, Megan, you're a big gymnastics fan, aren't you? And you know who J.C. Phelps is, don't you? The big Olympic star from 1996. Well, Megan, we focused on J.C. last year on SSA, and this year we've got a new gymnast. Her name is Haley Van Meter. She's from Texas, and Randy McAvoy's got more right now. Randy? Are getting warmed up for the second half, so let's take a timeout and take a look at USA Today's top 10 football rankings. For all 25 of the top high school football teams, look in Tuesday's edition of USA Today. Stick around, we'll be back with the conclusion of the biggest high school football game of the decade when SSA returns.
There's no question about the fact that
St. Ignatius was up by 3 touchdowns at the end of halftime, and in the third quarter, they're looking to pile on the score. Guys, can they do it? Yeah!
You're an up back. Great field position, though, for the Wildcats as Masterson goes down, and the Wildcats have a 1st and 10 from the Berwick 35. They're going, rolling out, going to throw, fires, caught, Yandex, 1st down.
There's a guy in the front, a guy in the seam. Come on, Leroy.
3rd down and 10 from the Berwick 23. We're going with 3 receivers and Hannah the only running back. In the pocket he goes, pump once, throws deep, left side, Lerner, touchdown!
Little meat and potatoes action, you know what I mean? We've thrown some touchdowns. Now it's time to, come on, huh? Game? Huh? Game for that?
Berwick was shut down on its first drive of the second half. A glimmer of hope emerged, however, as they recovered the punt when it hit a St. Ignatius player.
And they give the ball to Tony Melchior, and he's upended at the line of scrimmage, a yard maybe. 3 wide receivers set. James, the only running back, is Chapin going to throw. Rolling to his right, has some time, sets up, throws, caught by McCabe, and then dropped at the 45-yard line as Mark Ballock broke it up.
Ohio's best was clearly the better team on this game. It was a beating that nobody expected, least of all Berwick. Down by 37, the Dogs went to the air. The down and out, knocked down. Play action to the wingback, went for 18, but Roy James paid the price. Kip McCabe grabs the slant for 10 yards. Chapin goes to the end zone. McCade almost gets beheaded at the 5. And finally, Brandon George fumbles. An unfortunate but fitting end to a day of football thoroughly dominated by the St. Ignatius Wildcats. Two legendary coaches played the game everybody wanted to see. The hype did exceed the contest. Coach Kyle's team owns the bragging rights for at least 1 year. A rematch is already scheduled for next year. This week's edition of SSA. Don't forget, next week we've got the Nike Girls Basketball Camp featuring some of the top female hoopsters throughout the country. You can see that show on October 6th at a special time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For the entire staff of SSA, I'm Carlos Diaz. Have a great week. Yeah.